Good evening. Thank you for coming. This is the 11th annual Chillicothe High School National Honor Society induction ceremony. And I thank you for all taking the time to come, especially in the short notice that we had to put this together. And I just like it. I know that the students are happy to have this, and they're really happy to have you. So without further ado, I'd like to get started. If you want to go ahead and do the procession and bring the students in, you can do that. Okay, students, you can be seated. It's a funny thing when you get so used to wearing masks all the time that you open your NHS ceremony with the mask still on. So I think that's good practice. My name is Jamie Eckel, and I'm the first year advisor for Chillicothe High School in the National Honor Society. And let me tell you what a year this has been. I think my first year, I've experienced everything that you could possibly experience in being in a public school system, in a pandemic, and it's really nice to be able to say that our National Honor Society remained fully open. We completed every task from our Christmas raffle, which actually became the springtime raffle, our blood drives and our community fundraisers and our Day of Caring. And we were able to raise money for the community, and we did not let a pandemic stop us. And I think for that you should be commended, because we were given the option of not having a fully active or function club this year. So if you would, just give them applause for that. Yep. So it's been an honor to get to know each of you and the new juniors that I'm just now getting to know. I look forward to being your advisor in this next coming year. I hope you all enjoy the ceremony. If you did not receive a program, we do have extras on the first part of the risers on each side. Please help yourself to one if you did not get one coming in. And now we'll begin with the procession of members and the inductees. You're already here. Okay, so I would like to introduce our National Honor Society President, Garrett Anders, and he will give the opening remarks. Sorry about that. I couldn't see it.
Thank you. Okay. To start off, we're going to welcome Liliana Carver to the stage to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would everybody please stand?
Sorry, I need my mouse. Oh, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you. Thank you, Liliana. So, before I begin my little speech here, my welcoming speech, I just want to say thank you all for coming. This has been quite the year. I'm excited we got to have in-person inductions. It's really great to have everyone here and be able to, go through the ceremony in person. So, without further ado, let's get things rolling. Good evening, and welcome to the 2021 Chillicothe High School National Honor Society induction ceremony. My name is Garrett Anders, and I am the current president of National Honor Society. It is my pleasure to congratulate the inductees who sit here today. Members of this society strive to achieve 4 pillars in their everyday lives: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Character is defined by doing the right thing, even if no one's looking. Scholarship is the commitment to learning. Leadership is taking the initiative to guide others. And service is helping others and not expecting any. The individuals being honored in this room have shown the 4 pillars live within them. We appreciate you and your hard work and hope you continue to work hard while you travel through this journey in life. Parents and guardians, we thank you for supporting your child through difficult classes, exams, and the everyday struggles of being a high school student. You are the reason behind the success of these students, and I congratulate you as your child is honored here today. Current members of National Honor Society. Our time here at Chillicothe High School is short. I thank you for your commitment, dedication, and finishing strong in the face of adversity. You are and will continue to be role models for the 4 pillars of National Honor Society. As we part ways, I hope you two continue to do the right thing, commit to a lifetime of learning, be a leader in your school and community, and above all, be a servant to others. It has been an honor and pleasure to serve you. I will miss you all and wish you much success and happiness in the future. Thank you. I would now like to invite Principal Matthew Ballantyne to the stage for an address.
Good evening. Good evening. Maybe it's the youth pastor in me. So I would also like to echo the thoughts of Mr. Anders as he spoke regarding the thanking of our parents, guardians, brothers, sisters, parents, families and friends of these distinguished young men and women who sit before me. The significant reason we are sitting here today is because of the love and the support, the guidance and the influence and the input that each of you had in their lives. And today is one of those times that we are here to celebrate, one of those times that we are here to recognize the accomplishments and realize the impact that positive, caring, and meaningful relationships have in the success of our students' ability to achieve. On behalf of today's inductees, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for your own commitment to the National Honor Society's 4 pillars: character, scholarship, service, and leadership. I'd also like to recognize NHS Faculty Council and their dedication to this organization that allows the mentorship of our students as they continue to serve and share how critically important the reasons that we are here today are. You give of your time, your advice, your perspectives, and your kindness so that these young men and women can continue to mature and grow. And your ability to empower them and to guide them are both so greatly appreciated. And finally, I'd like to welcome our students, current and soon-to-be members of the National Honor Society. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you for embracing and embodying the 4 pillars of NHS's foundations. Your unwavering character, commitment to scholarship, dedication to service, and development of leadership are all inspiring and important. In countless ways, you have impacted our culture and climate here at CHS. You are passionate, thoughtful, motivated, and it matter wherever you go. From the example you set by virtue of your character to the contributions you make to the learning environment through your scholarship, to the lives you touch as a part of your service, to the followers you guide via your leadership, you are role models, you are change agents, and the essence of what it means to be a Cavalier. I'm incredibly proud and humbled to have the opportunity to address you this afternoon. Again, congratulations. So in working to prepare today, I wanted to search for information and advice on insight because I never had the opportunity to be a member of NHS myself. So I began to educate myself on the history of National Honor Society, and I began to think how boring it would be to lecture all of you in attendance with the mundane facts about the organization and how it was established in 1921 by the National Association of Secondary School Principals, of which I'm a proud member. So I found this video on their website about how NHS benefits you. And I thought, bingo, source of my soon-to-be material that I will share with you this evening. A way that I could fire you up and inspire you to move on. As I sat glued to my computer screen with a Diet Mountain for 6 straight minutes, and I was grasping for that nugget of information that would bring the house down this evening. Well, you can put your phones and your tablets away. The video is not worth the 6 minutes of viewing. It plays like a late night commercial and significantly lacked the inspiration I was seeking. Sort of. But in the 45 seconds that finalized the video, I found my theme. The salesman continued to talk. The video cut out to a red carpet with strobe lights and panned the names and roles of famous fellow NHS members from years past. And I was super excited because given my relative youth and generally limited experiences, I felt unprepared and unworthy of imparting deeply moving, significantly impactful, or any sort of safe advice to you this evening. So I turned to Taylor Swift and Carrie Underwood, among others. Here are some words of advice and inspiration from your soon-to-be fraternity brothers and sisters. So first I looked up quotes from Carrie Underwood and saw that she once said, "There's not ever much of anything going on in my head." I sat back, I briefly contemplated going back to a different quote at this point. However, in a show of grit and perseverance, I kept reading. Aha! I found some sage advice from our very own American harlot. Miss Underwood once said, "Successful people have a social responsibility to make the world a better place, and not to just take from it." Well, I would argue that this is the social responsibility of everyone. I can completely agree. I know that each of you have already been successful at some level. I urge you to continue to influence the impact the society around you. You've made CHS a better place, and as some of you depart these walls in just a few short weeks, I know you will continue to make the world a better place. Next, I turn to Taylor Swift. I could not help but take notice that Ms. Swift once posted, "One of my biggest fears is people saying my songs are all starting to sound the same. Coincidentally, one of my biggest fears is people saying all my speeches sound the same." So I can totally relate. But in all seriousness, Taylor says, "We'll never go out of style." That is so true. Being engaged, informed, invested, and involved does not go out of style. Stay committed to the 4 pillars of NHS, and you will go far. Finally, former First Lady Michelle Obama reminds us that success is only meaningful and enjoyable if it feels like our own. Similar to what Katie Couric offered, navigate the paths, streams, and avenues that call you to them. When it is your work, it feels incredible, and in it, you and those around you will find much meaning. Additionally, Mrs. Obama encourages us, there are still many causes worth sacrificing for. So much history is yet to be made. Given your collective capacity, shared experiences, lasting impact, and impending legacy, I am so excited to see what the young men and women sitting here this evening are going to do and be able to make. I truly hope that each and every one of you will find a way for these 4 pillars to continue to permeate your lives from this day forward. There are life lessons and characteristics that will take you unspeakably far. Every day, I am proud to be your principal. But today, I am proud to watch you join a society that has shaped many students who have gone before you. I hope you are all proud of yourselves. This is a deserving group of young men and women who will go out into the world to do great things. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Valentine. I would now like to welcome to the stage my Vice President, Maddie Schaefer, to read a poem, "In the Time of a Pandemic" by Kitty O'Meara.
And the people stayed home, and they read books, and listened, and rested, and exercised, and made art, and played games, and learned new ways of being, and were still. And they listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows. And the people began to think differently, and the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed.
Great job, Maddie. It is at this time that we proclaim all in attendance that membership in the Chillicothe High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship. The student selected by their peers to present scholarship is Abby Fisk.
Good evening. My name is Abby Fisk, and I'm honored to be speaking tonight about the scholarship pillar. For many of us, the word scholarship brings to mind our GPA or our grades in school. For some of the seniors in the room, the word scholarship likely summons memories of filling out grueling and horribly long applications for financial aid. But scholarship is not defined by awards or test scores. Rather, as James Russell Lowell once defined it, true scholarship consists in knowing not what things exist, but what they mean. It is not memory, but judgment. Scholarship is about not just knowing, but being able to apply your knowledge. On an everyday basis, scholarship is an attitude, a commitment to learning. Scholarship is about going above and beyond, finding the things you love, being inspired to learn about those things, and using what you've learned to better the world around you. It is not about being the most skilled or intelligent person in the room, but about using your knowledge to make a contribution to society. Now, don't get me wrong, scholars are successful in their academics, but a true scholar understands that while an A+ in a class might look good, scholarship is a lifestyle that is imperative to both personal and academic success. Everyday scholarship doesn't require a minimum GPA. It just requires effort. Scholarship isn't found on a report card, but in students just like you and I, students who are always willing, eager, and hungry to learn. So today, I challenge you to be a scholar. Juniors, I challenge you to pursue learning throughout your senior year, and not just in AP classes, but in every waking moment outside of school. There is an opportunity to learn in everything that you do, whether that be soccer practice or an orchestra concert. And seniors, I challenge you to pursue learning throughout the years to come, because it doesn't matter what you want to do in life. There are scholars in every field. Wherever life takes you, I hope you all continue to strive to learn and become someone who is not defined by a 4.0 GPA, but by their passion for learning and burning desire to improve the world around them. I hope you become a true scholar. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Next, I would like to invite my friend, Jacob Littler, to the stage to present the character speech.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob Littler. First off, I would like to thank my peers for nominating me to represent the character pillar. I would also like to congratulate the incoming National Honor Society members and past members for their diligence and hard work during these difficult times. So what is character? I searched for hours trying to find what I thought was the best quote to represent character that kept coming back to a saying by distance runner Steve Prefontaine, which is, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. I think anyone could go on and on about what it means to have good character. We've all seen and been around enough to know what is morally acceptable. We associate character with words such as honesty, hard work, reliability, and compassion. What isn't discussed as often is how we develop our character as young adults. What I have found works best is learning from others. Find a group of people who are striving to be the best all the time, no matter the situation. Personally, I learned a lot from my coaches, family, teammates, and friends. especially my teammates. They taught me how to be nasty. Secondly, do not be afraid to fail big. When things don't go your way, you see what you're really made of. This is when you are able to see how badly you want your goals, the goals that you set. This develops grit, and I believe grit will get you through anything life throws at you. Thirdly, humble yourself. You were never too good for anyone or anything. What personally humbles me is my mother. She's my biggest critic and always has something to say. That's my hero. In closing, never sacrifice who you are for anything. Once this is stripped from you, you will become lost and begin just going through the motions. There is going to be something we all desire in life, and within this group, these paths will not be easy or trivial. These paths will require hard work, and believe it or not, hard work works. So go get it. Thank you.
The next pillar is leadership. The student selected by their peers to present leadership is Stephanie Hirsch.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Hirsch, and I will be speaking to you about leadership. I believe that there is no one clear definition of leadership. To me, leadership embodies a much wider variety of characteristics. It means taking charge when no one else will, having a strong work ethic that motivates others to work hard, always doing the right thing, sharing knowledge and wisdom with others, and staying humble in the face of recognition. Leadership looks like my dad. Throughout my life, he has been a part of many local organizations and groups where he was always an important member. Even if he didn't hold any offices, my dad still motivated and educated his peers because he cared about them. And when people wanted to give him all of the credit for something, he made sure to thank and recognize the other members of the organization as well. Having my dad as a great role model, I made sure to apply those same actions in the groups to which I belonged. Since I was 9, I have been a member of the Born Country 4-H Club in Ross County. In the last 10 years, I have held 6 offices, including being last year's president. As president, my job was to run our meetings and set an example for the rest of the club. With our club having many younger members, I wanted to make sure they all felt included, so taking their opinions into account when choosing activities or service projects was important. Even in the years that I wasn't president, as one of the elder members, I was there to help guide the younger ones with making good choices and instructing them to put their best effort into their projects. I hope through my example of listening, working hard, and encouraging others to be their best, my leadership roles will have a lasting impact on those I have mentored along the way. I challenge each and every one of you going forward to be that leader. Be the mentor, the motivator, the listener. Be honest, be humble, be kind. Be the leader that you needed when you were younger. Every day you have the opportunity to lead, whether it's on the field, the court, in the classroom, or in the community. Congratulations on your induction into NHS. Thank you.
Lastly, but certainly not least, we have service. I would like to invite Corinne Woods to the stage to give the senior gospel.
Good evening, all. My name is Corinne Woods, and I'm very honored to be speaking about service. Believe it or not, service is a part of all of us. It helps determine who we are, reveals our purpose, and shapes humankind. Without it, our generation would be lost. Service is a part of the 4 pillars of NHS and is expected from each and every NHS individual. Being in NHS, I have worked hard to exemplify great service to others, whether this be community service, kindness, respect, or leadership. Service is more than just a physical act, and it is the meaning and emotion that goes behind every act of kindness, behind every interaction with someone, and behind every intention. To begin, service is the dedication you put in to help the ones around you. NHS reiterates the importance of helping people who surround you, and even the people who are further away. NHS shares many opportunities for students to make a difference in the world for the greater good. For example, students are able to find opportunities around our community, ranging from park cleanups to blood drives and everything in between. Thanks to our advisor recycle. This increases student involvement, which is magnificent for youth our age. NHS is able to engage students on real-world problems, exhibit student role models, and prepare our future generations to become the heroes of tomorrow. It is crucial that we as the next generation take a stance to help the ones who need it, to save our planet, animals, and humanity. Service has many more outcomes than you may expect. When you go out of your way for someone, or simply do something to make their day better, that is usually never forgotten. Spreading kindness and being there for the ones who can't be there for themselves can start big change in our world. Our decisions also affect the younger students who look at us as leaders. If we serve others, they as well may serve others. This could lead to a never-ending domino effect. Additionally, your intentions for helping someone is very important. There should be a burning passion to help someone because it's the right thing to do. Not because you feel obligated to reach a certain amount of service, to attain a graduation award, or to impress others. In all, service is a building block of life and determines humanity. In the past few minutes, you should have been able to take away how National Honor Society has not only affected the students involved, but how these choices affect the rest of our world. All things considered, service impacts a big part of all of us. It is human nature to work together. So be the change, and ask yourself what you will do next to make the world a better place. Because it all starts with one person, one choice, and one decision.
Great job, Corinne. We have another round of applause for all our Pillars team. We will now proceed with the candle lighting ceremony and oath to the National Honor Society. Our NHS advisor, Mrs. Eckel, will be leading us through the candle lighting ceremony.
It's funny how when you get older, your eyes don't cooperate. I'm learning. So first, we have the class of 2021's president, Garrett Anders, and he will be lighting his candle with the new class of 2022 president, Michael LaPerga. Next, we have Abby Schaefer, who is the class of 2021's vice president, and she will be lighting candles with the new vice president for the class of 2022, Abigail Sims Clark. Next, we have the class of 21 secretary, Evan Silver, will be lighting his candle with Bailey Young, the new secretary for the class of 2022. And our treasurers, Liliana Carver from this year's senior class, will be meeting Brady Wood, who is the new class of 2022 treasurer. The seniors are also receiving their NHS pins, so they will use those at graduation. They'll have those at graduation. We have Joshua Dingus and Josh Flower. Reese Hatfield will be meeting Ethan Griffin. And Reese Hatfield will be meeting Heaven James. Again.
Fisk, and Karen Angus. Landon Rippeth and Cheyenne Barnes. Liv James and Emma Barnes. We have Zach Evans and Simon Brown. Emily Richardson and Courtney Coates. Elsa Mendel and Rebecca Coffey. Elsa Mendel will also be meeting Cassius Koppel up here. We have Danielle Florima and Aiden Cunningham. And Danielle will be meeting Ella Cushman.
Harrison Myers and Megan Deddy. Abby Ursuline and Kaylee Dowdy. Jacob Lindler and Evan Friend. And Jacob will be reading Chastity Frizzell. Jillian Elliott and Madison Gilbert. Corinne Woods and Gabriella Hawk. Gabe Minnie and Jack Huggins. Hello. Stephanie Hirsch and Alice Ngozi. Claire Smith and Maggie Kessler. and Claire Smith and Elizabeth Kisner. Abigail Pindell and Jerica Knickerbocker. Ashley Traylor and Rachel Mallow. Chris Henson and Hayden McGee. Christina Angus and Lizzie Miller. Emma Lambert and Claudine Noel. Hayden Connor and Malia Oni. Sarah Beck and Hannah Shoemaker. Miles Oyer and Connor Tapp. Clive Obie and Micah Thompson. Sydney Whistler and Carly Wagner. Oscar Micus and Jacob Workman. Chan So-Chi Hang and Celeste Young. And we have 9 students that are a part of NHS that were not able to be here with us this evening due to rescheduled baseball games, schedules, and other reasons. But I wanted them to be honored in this ceremony as well. So on behalf of Nicholas Cunningham, Christian Moffmer, Angel Miller, Drew Seymour, Xavier Doss, Jacob Coughlin, Keon Williams, Rhiannon Harding, and Kamaya Lett, I will light this candle in their honor. And just a little personal note for you parents and seniors, we made it through the lighting ceremony. And now I will bring Mr. Garrett Anders back up.
At this time, will the new inductees please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the pledge. Join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands, and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you. You may be seated.
Welcome. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Josh Queen, teacher here at Chillicothe High School, NHS member of 1998, as our keynote speaker.
Get that up. I like this setup. I can see you guys, pretend they're not here. Thank you for having me here. This means a lot to me. I look forward to this greatly. One downside of being here with all of you is I look out at all of these faces of bright, confident young people, and I wish that so many more of you would play Quiz Bowl. Those of you on the team, I see you. This wouldn't be a speech of mine if I didn't mention Quiz Bowl at least once. I think I've developed a bit of a reputation for enjoying talking too much, and I was encouraged to not talk too long. What the people that told me that didn't know is that I had a dad that loved me and was proud of me, but hated any formal occasion. He also looked miserable the entire time and judged the speaker by their speed. I'm not going to let him down. Also, he always wore the exact same sweater because he thought it was dressy, but my mom hated it. She always hid it, and he always found it. I think that might tell you where I got my stubbornness and my utter lack of style. I'm well aware of my weaknesses. I have many. Sometimes in teaching, your weaknesses are so obvious that they are hard to not focus on constantly. It is just nature of it. You have 100 kids pointing out the mistakes you make or why they like somebody better than you. I realized a long time ago that I could do two things: care as much as I possibly can and use my one superpower. My superpower is never giving up. Some of you pointed out that you wanted me to do this because you think I'm pretty positive during what has been happening this year. I can't change it, so I embrace the belief that I just do the best I can with what I have. Part of that is why I'm still here. I had to be convinced to take this job at Chillicothe High School. For over a month, I didn't even apply, even though I badly needed a job. Trust me, my dad reminded me I badly needed a job. I wasn't sure I'd fit in here. I was just a redneck kid from Richmondale, from a small school, but I was wrong. Everyone that loved this place immediately has gone. I started with 3 other people that thought this place was the best place that they could be. And they're all gone, but I'm still here. I let this place win me over. I've been through some terrible times here, but the people have kept me here. You all have kept me here. Family isn't just who you are blood related to, but I have learned the importance of the family you choose and chooses you. I can't imagine being anywhere else. An example is, my son calls Mr. Vamus Uncle Vamus. That is either because Mr. Vamus is so close to my family, or because he looks more like me than my actual brother. You kind of have to know Vamus. It would also not be a Mr. Queen story time if I didn't throw one in about Space Camp to illustrate my point, if I had one. This one isn't the happiest memory. I woke up in Tennessee over halfway to Space Camp on the morning that the Space Shuttle Columbia exploded over Texas. That was a terrible day for many people. A bunch of people quit that day thinking they wouldn't have a job for very long. That was the day I was officially hired. I wasn't sure it would work out, but I would rather give it a shot than give up before I get there. I've told you what my strengths are. Find out what yours are and find out what you believe in. I told you I believe in finding family regardless of actual relation. I want to make it clear, you're allowed to change. I encourage you. But don't lose track of who you are if you don't replace it with something. I've seen terrible things happen to and because of people that lost who they are and replaced it with nothing. Many of you are about to enter the part of your life where more things will change suddenly for you than any other time of your life. Hopefully, this evening will help you remember what you stand for, like my ceremony did for me. I'm sorry if that wasn't super inspirational or uplifting. My talents are in teaching science to the best of my abilities and telling silly stories that center on me. There are enough English teachers in my chosen family to tell me if I did this wrong. And they will. Thank you for sharing this special evening with me, and good luck out there. I'll always be pulling for you. And as I close most of my classes with, be good, stay out of trouble, make good choices, and don't get arrested. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please. Okay, before we close things out today, there's a few more people I'd like to thank. So as the organization, one of our key focuses again is service, and we have three kind of main events we plan every year, and that's the basket raffle, the blood drive, the day of caring. So I'd like to thank our basket raffle chairperson, Abby Fisk, this year, who raised over $1,100 for the Good Samaritan Food Pantry. Our blood drive coordinators, Chris Hinson and Abby Pendle, we raised over 60 pints of blood. And then our Day of Caring coordinators, Claire Smith and Sydney Whistler. Day of Caring will take place later this month. That is an event where usually we go down to the park, clean up the community, and just kind of have a big day of caring for the community. So. Let's have another round of applause for all our seniors, and great job, Evan, Silverall, and myself. So this is kind of a special year. If you look on the front of our pamphlet here, is the 100-year anniversary, I guess, of National Honor Society. So we have kind of a special video that Mrs. Eckel is going to present.
Hang in there with me for just a few more minutes. We are going to have refreshments in the back. Obviously, you can see we have 2 tables, and we also have, if you would like to order a copy of the senior video, there are order forms down there. You can do that, fill the envelope out, and then we'll collect them. We can put them in, we'll collect them for you. But the students don't know what this is, and I didn't put it in the program because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this with the timing. But I told them if we got finished with everything by 7:45, the last 15 minutes, I have something planned for them that only comes around once every 100 years. So there will never be another NHS group for both seniors and juniors that get to experience this, maybe not for another 100 years. Okay? So they're going to cue this in the back. It'll be up on the boards. Up here. So, this is common He's an Academy Award winning, Oscar-nominated singer who wants to address you tonight.
And what we envision for ourselves, then we will see, even in some of the falls that we have, they turn into achievements. Because what you gain from it. And when I say what you gain, I'm talking about character-wise. You know, from a soul perspective, how you evolve. That's the game. The writer David Brooks, who is a New York Times writer and author, he calls it the character resume. And he writes, it occurred to me that there are two sets of virtues, the resume virtue and the eulogy virtue. The resume virtues are the skills you bring to the marketplace. The eulogy virtues are the ones that are talked about at your funeral. Whether you're kind, brave, honest, or faithful, were you capable of deep love? Now we all know that the eulogy virtues are more important than the resume ones. But our culture and our educational system spends more time teaching the skills and strategies you need for your career success than the qualities you need to radiate that sort of inner light. Many of us are clear on how to build an external career than on how to build inner character. Why is that inner character so important? Well, when we talk about achievement, the journey is one of the most important aspects. Because so much of how we are raised and just what we inherit in America's competitive nature is to try and get the award, to get the plaque. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm going to be honest, I do love getting awards. But I recognize there's a path to get there that gives the plaque or the trophy its value. When John Legend and I were blessed to win an Oscar Award for Glory, I started getting meetings with people. Just people who I normally wouldn't look at the other face, people who were rich, people who had like money and access. And I said, what is this for? This award is not just to sit on my dresser or in my front room for people to come and look and take selfies with me. But to get into spaces with people who have also made moves in their lives. So these awards create access. And that's one of the things you can do with achievement. It creates access. Now, I never got to be a National Honor Society. I never got to be in it. So you all already one up me, two up me, everything up me. But my first achievement was a record deal. That was what I would equate to achieving something. That was something in my life that I set a goal, myself personally, that I achieved. And I initially thought that pursuit, it was a dream of mine. And it was my dream, it was my gift, it was my passion. But it only took a few years into my career to make me realize that there was much more that I needed to do. That this achievement was not only going to be for me, but the purpose was beyond and greater. And the more you're recognized for whatever your dream is, the more acknowledgments you receive, the less you feel like it's yours. And you feel charged to do something better with it. Because after a while, it almost feels selfish or even boring to just keep doing it for you. So, who do you do it for? You do it for those outside of you. Some that you know, some that you may not know. I started my achievements and using my platform because I started looking at my community and saying, oh, these rats, they can't just be about how dope I am. But there's something else going on in my community. Some people who don't have the microphone that I have. So what can I do? I can be a mouthpiece and voice for them. And then that evolved into me being introduced to people from different walks, like not just only my community and people that look like me, who I really wanted to be a voice for, but I was really getting exposed also to other cultures and people. And in doing for others, I began to expand my understanding of the world of myself. So it was that connection of what music was bringing to my life and being able to travel and see different aspects of the world, where I got to really connect with other cultures and people from different walks of life. And I saw that this microphone and this achievement and this blessing was something not only for me, not only for my community, but it was for those that I didn't know, strangers, people from other parts of the planet. Now, I didn't have every step figured out and have everything I needed to know at that time. And I don't have everything figured out now. You may not have every step figured out, but you have something to give to the planet because you're here. And you've already shown you know what to do with the gift. You have to take this gift, the gift that you have, and develop it, nurture it, and also share it. That's why I was even more inspired to be able to speak to you all, because I found out that one of the pillars of the NHS is service. And that's something that you all have been committed to already. And that's something that really resonates with my life. This time more than ever, we recognize that those who serve are the heroes. When I was growing up, Muhammad Ali was one of my heroes. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of my heroes. My math teacher, Mr. Brown, was one of my heroes. They all served in their own way. And of course, you know, I love the pop stars of that time. But the people that moved me were the ones I had, and the ones that I had on my wall were those people, those heroes, who were doing things that were greater than themselves. And as a kid, I didn't even know, like, all that Muhammad Ali was doing, or all that Dr. King was doing, or even all that Mr. Brown was doing. But I could see that they were selfless human beings who were looking to contribute to humanity, taking their gifts, taking their achievements, and using that for something greater than themselves. If you think about the people we look at as heroes today, we're now talking about the teachers and the nurses and the essential workers. And we understand that acts of service is where the heroes come into play. One of the things that Dr. King said that is, you know, that I had to check it out is one of the, it's about an act of service. And it's a quote that he uses from this speech he had called Drum Major Instinct. And it makes me think about service, greatness, leadership, and what that really means. Dr. King says, if you want to be important, wonderful. If you want to be recognized, wonderful. If you want to be great, wonderful. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. That's a new definition of greatness. And this morning, the thing that I like about it is by giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great, because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve, though I'm encouraging you all to get your college degree. You don't have to make your subject and your verb read serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love, and you can be that servant. I know it isn't easy. You all know that. I'm sure it hasn't been easy for you to get to this point. But when you know what your intention is, what you're there for, and this has a greater meaning than any of us individuals, we can continue to achieve. I actually believe that serving others is a form of self-love, because it really has an impact on the intangible. It can't be measurable or seen, but it's a transformative effect that it has on your heart, your brain, and your spirit. It will change the perspective from which you see the world, as it did for me. The world opened up for me when I began to open up my dream to include others. We all have the ability to help others. We all play our part. You have already played a part by choosing to become part of the National Honor Society in its centennial year, and I recognize that today in celebration and encouragement. Now, I want you to take this achievement and recognize how you can use it to serve others. And then within that service, you will also be serving yourself. And as we continue our journey, I want to leave you with the words of one of my heroes, Muhammad Ali. He says, service to others is the rent you pay for the room here on earth. To all my NHS National Honor Society members and achievers, your rent is due. Thank you. God bless.
And that concludes our 11th annual Centennial National Honor Society ceremony. Thank you. Would you give everybody a round of applause?